David Dice. I'm the Director of Montgomery County's Department of General Services. It is our distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to the Groundbreaking for the Public Safety Training Academy. Let's hear it! We are here today to celebrate a major milestone in moving forward with County Executive Leggett's Smart Growth Initiative. Just a few weeks ago, we opened up the new Montgomery County Public Schools Food Services warehouse just across the creek here. And these are major steps forward in improving things for Montgomery County. You'll be hearing much about that later from the executive and other speakers, so I won't belabor the point. We do want to recognize many of the visitors and folks that are with us today. Some are on the program, but if you'll indulge me, let's make some special recognition, certainly for County Executive Isaiah Leggett. Council President George Leventhal extends his regrets. He's unable to make it. However, representing the council today is Mark Elrich, who is chair of the Public Safety Committee. Mark. As well as council members Tom Hucker and Sidney Katz. With us also today, and you'll be hearing from them on the program, are Tom Manger, Police Chief Tom Manger, as well as Acting Chief Scott Goldstein. This project, which replaces a training facility that's over 40 years old, is part of a larger strategy envisioned by the county executive to replace old and deteriorating facilities, swapping out on those properties for new transit-oriented development that moves Montgomery County forward. In exchange, we get newer facilities that offer state-of-the-art training or other facilities necessary for growing Montgomery County. This doesn't happen without vision and without leadership, and that we have in abundance in County Executive Isaiah Leggett.
Let me thank all of those who are responsible for this today, and especially the developers and the builders. But let me remind you that you're not building a library, you're not building a recreational center. This is for the police. They have guns. This is for the fire department. They put out fires. And if ever you want to build one and get it on time, this is the one. Let me also thank our department, David Dice, and your entire team. And again, thank the community. We made a number of promises to you some years ago about this site, how we wanted to work with you, how we wanted to ensure that what we did was in accordance with the community and that there would be a minimum level of disturbance. So let me thank you for your patience with us. David described what appears to be a rather seamless process, i.e. that I made a proposal, that B, it was welcomed with open arms, and C, we immediately moved through this process. When I made the suggestion that we have this Smart Growth Initiative that will change large numbers of projects and move them in different locations of the county, it really involved more than 20-some different pieces of movement. That I had this vision that all of this could happen, that we could do it in relatively ease of cost, time, and construction, and that it would go smoothly. Well, even when I pitched this idea to my own staff, they looked at me and said, this will never happen. And it took a while, but we've accomplished a great deal. And this is the second leg of a major effort here to ensure that we have property that fits well within the community, that's an asset to the community, that provides a training facility for our first responders, and it does so by creating also available land in other locations that will have tax incentives for our community and will benefit for all of us. So it wasn't an easy idea to conceive of. It wasn't something that was welcomed with open arms. But I stuck with it, and I thought it would work, and here we are today. And I think it's a wonderful day. I've said oftentimes that I like coming to groundbreaking ceremonies. They are nice. But I love coming to ribbon cutting ceremonies. And we will be at a ribbon cutting ceremony in the near future. This process has been a long one, but we're at a stage now that I think that we can start the celebration because we can see an end to it. We've had a facility that we've had in the county now for over 30 some, maybe 40 some years, since 1973. Outdated, does not fulfill the requirements that our police and fire department needs. We needed a new facility, and we desperately need it. And I think this is a wonderful location for it. The new facility will have more classroom space, more areas to simulate situations. We'll have fire safety training buildings and facilities for training paramedics. There will be training areas for K-9 cops and as well as teaching advanced driving techniques. The entire facility is designed to achieve a LEED Silver standard with environmental sustainability built in. We will not just stop at the LEED sustainability. After this building is completed in the summer of 2016, the existing PSTA site will be redeveloped as part of the Great Seneca Science Corridor. This is a winning proposition all around, at every level. I want to thank again all of you for helping to make this possible. And to thank many of the members of the County Council, especially Mark Eldridge, who is here, who bought into the vision initially and stayed with it. And thank you, Mark, for being there. And thank you for your support of it. This is something that I think all of us will benefit from, and I think will provide a great resource for the community, but more importantly, a great resource for training for our first responders to allow us to provide better protection for all of our residents. Thank you and congratulations.
The county executive did a great job of describing the multifaceted moving parts of this project, of all of these projects combined, this being the most recent and the one we celebrate today. Throughout this process, there have been challenges of resources, schedule, and funding. And it's been great that throughout this, we've known the support of county council members, and in the years that I've been associated with getting this organized and planned, both the construction strategies, engineering strategies, but also the funding and financial strategies, to have the support from county council has been great. Representing the council today, and someone who's been with us from the beginning of this, is the chair of the Public Safety Committee, Mark Eldridge.
So I'm really excited to be here. If David's right and Ike is right, we should be doing a groundbreaking between August and October 2016. It should be 30 degrees warmer minimum. And if it's in October, probably dry. So, you know, I think your contractor has a lot of, you know, incentive to do this, and I'm sure you've got conditions in the contract that will guarantee warm weather opening. This is a big deal, and I was lucky enough to be on the council when this was brought over, and I could see the benefits of all the pieces moving around when it was first presented. And the county's, on the one hand, going to end up with more valuable property that it can actually do some reasonable economic development with. And that's important because none of this gets paid for if we don't have the resources to pay for it. But this is really about a public safety training academy. And that to me is the most important thing. This project that, you know, from what I've been told, is 17 years in the making. And I've been in the old facility, and old is the appropriate word for the other facility. The rooms are too small, the facilities aren't modern. There are lots of improvements that could have been made. But if we tried to do it on site, we'd always be working around a facility that wasn't meant to deal with the load that we're putting on it today. And this is going to be a state-of-the-art facility where we can train the classes and the people we're bringing into the service, where we can do the specialized work, whether it's with the canines, any of the new fire work, which continues to be an evolving service. And we'll be able to do this here, we'll be able to do it better. And that's really the important thing. It's the public safety part of this is what makes us great. The money and the other opportunities are good. I'm not silly, I know what this all leads to. But we did this because we needed to provide our first responders from the first class, state-of-the-art facility. They can be trained to the best of their ability so they can provide the best possible services to our county residents. So I'm happy to be here. I look forward to a warm weather opening, and thank you all, and thank you to the team you've put together. And I have a lot of confidence in what I've seen, and knowing a little bit about the principals and the team. I think this is going to be a happy project.
Great.
So thank you all.
In introducing Chief Manger and then Acting Chief Goldstein, I was struck remembering a quote from Angelo Dundee. You guys remember Angelo Dundee, trainer of Muhammad Ali? Angelo Dundee said something that I always remember. He said, "Champions are not made in the ring, champions are revealed in the ring." That champions are made in the training rooms and in the gyms. And that's what we're about today, is opening a facility where champions will be made. Champions will be trained and revealed in the field when the time is right and that training kicks in. So leading the charge for our police and a devotee and committed professional to training public safety personnel, Tom Manger.
Thank you, David. And today you can take any shots you want. This is a big day for public safety in Montgomery County. If you ask any police chief, any fire chief, what is the most important foundation for providing the best service to the public, they'll tell you training. Training. It's the rock solid foundation upon which everything else is built. Training starts the first day that you report to duty, and it takes you through your entire career. The Public Safety Training Academy houses our training and education division, which includes our entry-level and incumbent training. It also includes our field training section, firearms and driver training, as well as our leadership development section. The Montgomery County Police Department is fortunate to have an elite training staff. Captain Mark Plazinski heads up a group of instructors who are second to none. And I will tell you, it's the same on the fire side. Is Mike Clemens here? Where Mike cannot, I'm telling you, thank you from the police and fire departments. The person who worked the hardest and who made this happen from the department's perspective is Mike Clemens. And both the police and fire have just great instructors. The biggest challenge that we've had over recent years has been the physical and technology limitations of the facility that we're operating in. And today there's light at the end of that tunnel, and I couldn't be more thrilled. The new Public Safety Training Academy has a bigger and better emergency vehicle operating course. Driver training is arguably the most crucial physical skill that an officer will need on a daily basis. We'll have an indoor firearms range. This will greatly improve the efficiency of our range training. And there are many other enhancements planned that will make this a world-class training facility. In addition to our outstanding fire rescue service, this facility will also provide ongoing training to 5 law enforcement agencies in Montgomery County. 40 years ago, we opened our current academy, and the building was named in honor of Captain James Daly, who gave his life serving Montgomery County. And that building has served us well for many years. And today, we break ground on a new Public Safety Training Academy that will serve our residents even better, especially those in the community that's going to surround this facility. And I promise you that we're going to be great neighbors, and this is going to be good for everybody. Thank you all.
Again, as the county can be rightfully proud of its police force, we have a world-class fire and rescue service as well. And they prove themselves on a daily basis. None of us hope to ever have to rely upon them, but every one of us is glad to know that they're there and that they're well trained and well led. And for that, we want to thank and recognize Acting Chief Goldstein.
As Chief Manger articulated and said to Mr. Dice, the training starts at the Training Academy. Just over 2 months ago, all of our training collectively from public safety agencies were called into question and asked us to deliver that on the day was December 8th, with the tragic plane crash just over my shoulder here off of Snucker School Road. And it wasn't without the training that our folks received at the training academies that they were able to roll into action that day, be ready to operate, and operate as if it was the smallest 911 call or the biggest 911 call of their career. So it all does start here with training. Chief Manger took the introduction for Chief Clemens. Chief Clemens' efforts, in addition to the police directors of training throughout the years of development here, have been substantial and cannot go unnoticed. In addition, glad to see that we have both Chief Ottinger from former Montgomery County Fire Rescue Operations Chief present today, as well as State Fire Marshal Brian Tracy from the Maryland State Fire Marshal's office here today as elements of Fire Rescue's past components, but they're the leaders that created the organization we are today and can provide us the baseline moving forward. The new facility has been already commented upon, will provide us training space to focus on what we do today and to focus on what we can get into tomorrow. Realization or reality training is something that was not thought of 40 years ago. We were dealing with classroom, sit-down training components. We'll have an ALS simulation lab in this training facility. We'll have a mock-up EMS unit inside the facility. But as part of these 17 buildings that are all on the training ground, we'll have a high bay building, cityscape buildings, and elements that allow us to do year-round training evolutions. In 2 years from now, after HES is done and it's February and it's the weather we are today, we'll be doing indoor training evolutions, flowing water, operating in an environment where we're not putting our personnel at risk by operating in the cold climate environments. Or be it the middle of July, they're operating in the heat and humidity that we all so much know. A high bay training facility allows us to have safe, adequate, consistent year-round training opportunities, and that cannot go unnoticed. One of the components about the training elements here at the Academy in any training facility is we have to have that training in place, and we only can simulate that training at a dedicated facility. We cannot begin to or articulate the training scenarios that we're faced outside of a good dedicated facility and something that's focused and purposely built. And through the lead building components as outlined in the building before, it will be able for us to build generations of future fire rescue police leaders throughout Montgomery County as we get through the training building going forward. So thank you for everybody for coming today and ensure I was prepared for the weather of our opening ceremonies and anticipate being able to come back in September next year and have the weather appropriate for a great ceremony. Thank you.
Yeah, let it be noted, he's the only guy here in short sleeves. I'm not sure which groundbreaking you were prepared for. Well, you can't have a groundbreaking unless you break ground. And so we're going to move now outside. Please.
Mark.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch. All right.